6 pre-season friendlies, 4 open ones, 2 behind closed doors, but now the rubber hits the road. Home tie in the first leg. How important or otherwise is a home tie to you against the Kosovans?
Yeah, it is. If you look at stamping your authority on the tie as a whole, it certainly gives us the opportunity to do that. Last year we were away the first tie, and obviously we all know how that ended. I think we let ourselves down. Everyone would agree. But at home here we've got a very good record. Whoever we face, and I'll be mentioning that to the players that this is Champions League football. But remember that when we play here week in, week out, we are more often than not the team that's looking like they're going to win the game. So although they're a very good opposition, obviously we've done a lot of homework on them and seen them several times through footage and live, and we're still going to make sure that we are hopefully the victors on the evening.
Then the next question, you've already just alluded to that there. The opponents, when it comes to the Welsh Premier League, it's obviously a familiar setup already to you, Scott. But of course, when we go into Europe, it's often a step into the unknown as far as the opponent is concerned. But you do have the advantage of having gone to Kosovo. You saw all 4 teams, of course, in the preliminary round. But more importantly, the Kosovan champions. How valuable was that to you as a manager?
Yeah, not only do you you get the whole picture when you're watching the game. You don't get the whole the whole idea of how people are working and setups and formations and obviously the manager as well. You can see how the manager reacting as well. So it's very good to watch them in their own backyard. Yes, it's not their own stadium, but it's the national stadium, which will suit us as well. It's an excellent facility that we're going to be going to. So yeah, I think it's important. Some managers don't do a lot of analysis and don't go and watch opposition, but I wanted to go straight away and see what we were going to be facing. And they're a decent team. They're very much possession based, but with quick counters and good wingers when they do win the ball back. So it's going to be an entertaining game.
And based on what you saw in Kosovo, and of course your general homework as well, it is 2 games, of course. How do you expect them to line up here at Park Hall?
Probably very similar to what they did in the last 2 games. I think the most important player was missing in the final game. The winger, highlighted him. He's very effective for them. Scored the first goal against Redhams. So whether he's going to be playing or not, they're still very strong. They've got the fullback missing through suspension, so I don't know how else they're going to line up. I would suggest that it'd be very similar to the last 2 games. As formation-wise, they're very similar to how we play. 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, however you want to look at it in certain aspects. But it's going to be a good game, and hopefully we can play to our potential. That's what we ask. We're at a good fitness level now, good stage in pre-season. So it's up to the players then to see how much they've taken on board and how much they want it really.
And you might not want to give too much information away, of course, but the new Saints, how are we likely to go into that game? In the Welsh Premier League, we tend to have lots of possession, take it to the opponents. Will there be a different approach from our angle?
Yeah, if you look at certainly my time as manager, the last 2 seasons in Europe, I think we've acquitted ourselves fairly well. We've had ups and downs and some positive results, but I feel probably the first game we played against the Gibraltar champions Europa, a little bit too open. It was more, we'll have an attack, they'll have an attack, and that certainly didn't suit us on the evening because we lost 2-1. And that's come from behind to win that tie, which we're capable of doing, but you don't want to give yourself a head start. And I think the message to the players is, be a bit more professional in our attacking play. Yes, keep the ball and attack, but with a bit more nous, a bit more experience really, rather than letting them gain any advantage and having the success of an away goal.
This time last year was the start of your second season as manager with the new Saints. There were lots of changes. It was your opportunity to stamp your own authority on the squad. A year on from that, as you embark on your third campaign as manager, you still have the same squad from last time, bar one, just a couple of new signings. Do you think that more settled team and squad approach will be an advantage this time round?
I think so. When you have a bit of a turnover of players, it does take time for certain individuals to grasp how we want to play, and it certainly looks more cohesive at the moment, and the boys are certainly enjoying their football. If you look at our run from November, December, you have a look at the the wins and the draws that we've had there. Very, very few draws. We weren't beaten. We went all the way through in the cup game, and I must say as well, looking at the opposition. The opposition's running as well, very good. A lot of wins in there on their part as well. So, it's momentum. We always talk about momentum and building confidence and a structure to our play. But like you've alluded to before, having that stability in the players, having them a year to gel and to know how we want to play is very good. And obviously we've signed 2. We'll be looking to sign another one today before the deadline to hopefully, if we can get him into the squad, then that'll be nice as well.
And finally, Scott, although it is still just a day before the season starts proper, injury situation, availability of players?
Yeah, just Blaine coming back. Blaine's coming back looking very well from his ankle operation. So he's the only one out of the squad that is now on the sidelines.
Scott, thank you for your time and all the very best for the game tomorrow evening.
Thanks, Rob.